Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Do you remember this guy here? This is our space station. Well, two of them, in fact, with Jebediah set up there. It's been up here a little while. And this was going to complete a couple of missions for us. Build an orbital station around the moon. Has everything we need, except it's not around the moon. But that's just that section there. Now, the other contract that we're doing is build an orbital station around Kerbin, which is the whole unit here. So this station needs to be in orbit around Kerbin. It is. An antenna. There's one on there somewhere. Can't remember where I put it. It's in green, so I've got it. Oops. Generates own power. Plenty of solar panels. Support for at least 8 Kerbals. Well, if you include the moon one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Electrical charge of 5,000 units. 5,210. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. Well, that's no problem. And have 4,000 units of liquid fuel in your station. That is our problem. We've only got 3,995. So we need to dock with one of these ports here, or the one at the end, either way, and transfer some fuel into it. Easier said than done if you saw some of my previous videos. But I think I may have built the craft that may just get us those just over 1,000 litres of fuel. Now, I've had an awful lot of help from people in YouTube, not least of all Varuk. Thank you very, very much for your help. I've taken on board a lot of what you said, and probably, according to you, probably not taking it on board enough in my design here. Let me try to explain what I have here. So I've got the old refueler, but I've made it a lot shorter. That way, I will be able to control it an awful lot better. Oh, they don't line up. Let me just line up those RCS. That's it. They weren't very controllable in orbit, so I've made it shorter. This is the final stage. It's going to contain the liquid fuel that we need. This has got 1,440. So if I can get up there with one of these remaining, we've got more than enough what we need to complete the contract. So we've shortened it to make it easier. We've added this advanced inline stabilizer, which has got huge amounts of torque. So a lot of the direction control, hopefully, will be controlled by this, of, orientation wise, leaving the RCS pretty much just to go forward and back, maybe a bit of left and right if necessary. I will say, with your you're looking at your videos, Farouk, I have installed this RCS build aid. I think this is the one that you said, but I have no idea how you get that twirly circle and whether your pitch roll, whatever. I don't know what any of this means. So that's going most of it's going that way. There's going to be a little bit going that way because the thrusters are all going to be firing off in various. I don't understand. Maybe that's for another day. But I think the fact that it's going to be so much shorter, that will really help. So in order to get up there with that tank there, let's effectively turn that one off. That's now giving us a total of 4,997 delta V, not including that tank. And to get that, we've got a main sail engine, which we haven't got access to yet. But we do have a contract which requires us to test this at a certain height. Whether we're going to bother doing that or not, so we can keep hold of it. But there it is. The main sail engine. Lots and lots of thrust. It's going to fire off at the same time as these solid rocket boosters. Gives us a 1.54 thrust to weight ratio, more than enough to get us off the ground. And then I can throttle back, save the gas, let these solid rocket boosters do all the hard work, and then we'll get rid of them. All the time we're firing this rocket, these fuel tanks here, these little ones at the bottom, will be cross-feeding fuel into these tanks here. So we won't be using up any gas in these main tanks here. When all that fuel's gone, we shall get rid of them, leaving us just a very lightweight-ish refueler craft, which will be easily maneuverable using the RCS that we have. Total cost, a lot of money. I mean, the mainsail engine is expensive as enough of it at its own at 13,000. But hey, we get to use a mainsail engine. So, I think it's time to take this rocket and refuel the space station and complete this contract. Three, two, one. Maybe that was just a glitch. Revert to launch. Let's try that. I think we'll revert to vehicle assembly bay. I think we need some space tape. Who'd have thought that would be that wobbly? That's pretty wobbly. Where do they put struts? You may notice I've also installed another new mod, the search. Starting to get quite a few parts now, so it's actually very, very useful. Right, apparently I only need one of these per tank. So, heck, that'll do. Go on in, hold together this time. Oh, oh. I think we're okay. I think we're gonna do just fine. Okay, so we'll throttle up ready. SAS on. And in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So far so good, it's holding together. It's kind of needing a bit of a helping hand to stay on the straight and narrow though. We're a little bit rolly. Throttle back our mainsail engine just for a little bit. Maybe a little bit more space tape was in order. But we're doing just fine. Gonna lose these solid rocket boosters very soon. Making sure we're heading right down our prograde. There we go, they're gone. We'll throttle up and let them drop nicely out of the way. see whether we can't work out which way we wanna. I think it's about down this one down here. Probably don't wanna rock over too much. Right, so we are doing well, I think. It's still a little bit wobbly, those big old tanks, but they're going to be running out of gas pretty soon, getting a lot lighter. Mainsail doing all the work now. Good strong engine at full power. It's pushing our apoapsis already to 30 odd meters per kilometers. I think we're heading in the right direction. Just down now to the lower of the fuel tanks. Apoapsis is now 43. Oh, that one's gone. So we're just down to these ones. They should be the same. Need to gain a bit more height actually. We've been getting orbital velocity. Let's just pick up a little bit more height. There we go. I'm happier now. Let's get onto our prograde marker. Apoapsis is now 80. So now we're over 100, so we can, our station is, so that's no harm in going a little higher. And they're gone, so we can now cut the engine, let them go, and now we are free. Nice and full tanks. And we can look, see what we're going to do with docking with our station. Yeah, our right, maneuver node planner, circularize at the next apoapsis, create the node, looks good, and execute the next node. So the computer will put us onto the node, seems to be quite maneuverable. Seems to be putting it quite nicely onto that node. As soon as he gets us on the node, just time warping us, and in a couple of seconds time, should be a nice short burn with the power of this engine. Off it goes. And there, engine shut down. Excellent. We have now made orbit. This is our target craft. We've got a nice safe orbit. Now what we want to do really is sort out our inclination. Let's see whether we can, the maneuver node planner can do that. Match planes with target. at the next ascending node. Create that 173 delta V. I think it's worth doing. So we'll execute the next node again. Again, it's moving us around onto the node. It seems to be doing it fairly easily. It's not very quick, but that's fine. Incidentally, we have got a lot more mono propellant as well, so we got a bit more time to practice as well with a more maneuverable, shorter craft. I'm feeling really confident this time. So we're on the node, bit of time warp going on. Four solar panels, one on each corner there, so we should be absolutely fine for electricity as well. And here we go, coming down to the time to do the orbit, to the burn. And in 3, 2, 1, and off it goes. Just trickling the last through there. So let's have a look. Where are we now? Descending node is spot on. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider giving me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to hear about when I do some more videos. In the meantime, if you want to click on one of the other videos that I've done on a different game, then these are my latest ones. Please go ahead. Or if you click on the next video in this series, that'll take you directly to the next video in this series if I've done it and uploaded it. Thanks for watching.